Can we let them in yet, or...?
No, you build a queue up. It makes it look really popular.
I know, but we're right about to start. All right, go on.
Oh, okay, just a few of you, because it's super busy in here, it's packed and it's popular.
Tonight on Hamish and Andy's Euro Gap Year.
Scared? It's very hard to scare. That's scary.
Hamish goes and gets himself lost in the tunnels underneath Paris.
Andy!
A thrilling Hamish versus Andy and life-size Guess Who.
Flip.
Does my name begin with an M?
Oh, a stellar guess.
And at the North Pole,
His life on the run comes to an end now.
they meet the big man himself.
Oh, your Chris Majesty.
Oh, you better be good, boys.
Welcome to another episode of Gap Year. We kick things off in Spain this evening.
Hola, buenos dias, alle grande episode Gapiero Española. Hey, grazie.
What's happening here?
Oh, sorry. I know SBS does subtitles, but I'm quite happy to do the Spanish for the intro.
I don't think Spanish people are happy with you doing that because of all the languages you pretend to know, I think your pretend Spanish is the worst.
Silencio. Por favor.
Yeah.
Andy, my bueno amigo, good friend. Spain rubbed off on me though a little bit this week. You'd have to agree.
Yeah, I would agree. Spain did rub off on Hamish, as people see. We did go to Spain, Catalonia to be exact, to meet these guys called Castellers who build those giant human towers.
It's amazing. These guys get so high. These towers get. I can't even think of an English word for it. Grande, I suppose. I would say.
Oh, big. I'd say big. I'd say large. There's a few words that come to mind.
Grande, venti, if you will.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's Spanish.
The aim was to enjoy the culture, embrace the culture, and as you're about to find out, Haim tend to embrace it a little more than the rest of us.
Well, por favor, please enjoy the next 5 minutos, 5 minutes.
To Barcelona, Spain, and then west to the Catalonian town of Lleida for a very early start.
Nothing says Spanish dawn like a couple of mighty Spanish cranes crowing at the Spanish sunrise.
Gee, I hope no one had to wake up to that.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Very Spanish.
Something actually Spanish was Oscar, the man that would tell us about the famous Catalonian Castell Towers.
This is a Catalonian tradition, very old tradition, more than 200 years.
200 years, wow. Although Oscar wasn't sure we could add to the tradition.
Not all the people can do human towers.
Not all of them can.
I don't know if you know to do.
Wait, are you crazy? Look at this.
All you do is sit there.
No, this is not the best.
This is not the best way.
He was not impressed.
If you don't hear me, you can learn human towers.
Okay, I hear you.
It's impossible.
Is it very hard?
Be quiet
Here we go.
and learn, understand. If you want to be real, you can be very, very concentrated.
We quickly understood why Oscar wanted us to pay attention. These human towers see children balancing 4 stories high, entirely relying on the 150 men and women below them for stability. It isn't a place for mucking around, because when things go wrong, they can go terribly wrong.
Even so, we were invited to join training under the relative safety of the nets.
All the men put their collars in their mouths to ensure that the children don't get tangled. The whole process makes for some very nervous parents watching 10 metres below.
It's extraordinary. It may not look like we're doing much, but it's extraordinary how much pressure is coming through your arms.
So we'd seen it in action, but we did want to be in the thick of it.
The first lesson is to protect your shoulder. Yeah?
Oh, your back.
Your back. Yeah?
Okay, great. Okay. Well, let's hope there's no more body parts that get lost in translation. And we must protect your breasts. Oh well, we tried.
Back protection comes in the form of a very big cummerbund.
Some help people get into them better than others, and with that, and the help of many intimate hands, we were amongst it. Having fun, Han?
This is easy. This is really, really easy.
But all this was just a warm-up for the real performance that would take place that afternoon with no nets and no margin for error.
And this would take place at, of course, the annual Snail Festival.
Jeez. Oh my God. It's the happiest snail-based place on Earth. It's Snail Disneyland.
It was. Beer snails, wooden snails, porcelain collectible snails, and best friend snails.
Very clever. Come on. They're so happy that we're going to eat them.
Thousands of real snails, only outnumbered by the amount of beer. Everyone had snail fever, but we were there to build a human tower, and I had no idea where Hame was.
Have you seen a guy that is dressed like me?
Oh, very well, very well.
Okay, sorry. Thank you.
I just couldn't find Hame.
That's because some other people had found me and made me their mascot.
It seemed Hamish had very quickly developed a taste for snails.
Why not? Yeah. What's this? Red team made me their mascot. They gave me their snail outfit from last year. Yeah. Snail Fest 012. It's awesome. Snails, 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 snails.
Seriously, we've got the old castle.
I know, it's not for a little while. I'm in a biscuit eating contest as well. What do you mean? Red team put me in it.
We did not have time for this.
But Andy, it's a biscuit eating competition, and I can't let Red Team down.
Hey, seriously, let's stay.
Seriously, I appreciate it. I think I know what I'm doing. You're a good friend. I come in peace to win your contest.
So as Hame set out to achieve biscuit-eating greatness, I had to break the news to Oscar.
Hello.
How are you?
Great to see you.
Nice day today.
A beautiful day.
Do you like the city?
I do love the city, and I love the festival.
Well, oh, it's a good festival.
I've got bad news.
Yeah?
Yes.
Ben?
About Hamish.
Ben, where is Hamish?
He's not going to come.
No?
No.
No, he's the...
Oscar had taken it well, probably because there were far more important things to worry about. Without nets this time, everyone was quiet as the all-important formation was read out. And moments later, it began. The most intense group hug I'd ever been involved in. Tens of people climbing to the top as the base steadied itself to handle over 1,400 kilos. While across town...
Snail Fest!
Gracefully, the children had started their 10-metre climb, the most nerve-wracking part of the Cadel Tower.
That biscuit was very, very dry. Also nerve-wracking.
The pressure had grown, and although I didn't see a thing due to being buried in this guy's armpits, it certainly felt like we'd achieved something great.
Me too, Ando.
Yep, we'd certainly embraced all facets of Spanish culture. Just some parts were more tiring than others.
Great prayer. Cheers. Cheers. Just cheersing. Yeah. Just cheersing from now on.
Plenty more gap here straight after this.
Coming up later, it's Hamish versus Andy and life-size Guess Who.
Am I Sophie? One moment, please.
But next, things go wrong in the hidden tunnels of Paris.
Eddie! No. No.
Couple of donuts.
Our next stop is in Paris.
Yeah, and you guys are probably all thinking, oh, we know what Paris is all about. It's got that big tower, and they get snooty at you if you buy 2 Nutella crepes and you're 10 euro cents short.
Yeah, well, we went for other reasons.
That can happen, by the way.
Lesser known reasons to investigate the giant catacombs that are beneath the city.
You're probably thinking, oh, what are catacombs? Are they giant combs for giant cats? No, they're not. They're ancient tunnels. Come on.
Yeah, like I keep telling you, no one would think they're a giant comb for a cat.
It's possible if when the first time you've ever heard that word, you might think that. And also you might go, well, yeah, good reason to go to Paris. I wouldn't see that. I would see a giant cat be combed.
Yeah.
That's definitely a great reason to go. They're into their fashion. So I'm just saying there's no shame in that if that's what you thought.
Sure. Well, apologies for anyone who's tuned in to see a giant cat be combed by a giant comb. Okay. Yep. Yeah, but we didn't do that. We went and explored the ancient tunnels beneath the city.
Future weeks, though, we will find a giant cat with tangled hair and we'll comb it.
No, we won't. Paris, the city of love.
Oh, city of love, is it? What are you saying? You're in love with Paris and France. You're going out with France. France is your girlfriend. Alternate country wingman. Yes, I knew you'd get a girlfriend. I've done it.
Are you done?
Yes.
And although it's stunning on top, we were far more interested in what lies beneath.
This guy's shoes.
Even lower.
Ooh.
As underneath the streets of Paris lie hundreds of kilometres of tunnels referred to as the catacombs. These tunnels are no longer in use and have been closed off, as Dan was telling us.
You have about 300 kilometers of tunnels below Paris. That's huge.
People go down there these days.
Yeah. So you would call them the cataphiles because they love the catacombs.
Cataphiles, right. I would have actually thought a cataphile was someone different. Really naughty thing with tinted windows and lots of whiskers and kitty litter. Are there any knights buried down there who could put a curse on us or possibly lead us to the Holy Grail?
There's a legend of this guy in the late 18th, Philibert Asper. He got lost and they found his body 11 years later,
So you really want to know your way around down there?
Yeah, you can get lost pretty easily. I have a good visual memory so I can go back, but there are some places that are pretty difficult to navigate.
With that in mind, we found some guys willing to take us down that night. Not that Ham thought we needed a guide.
An amazing visual memory. I laugh at Hansel and Gretel. I wouldn't need breadcrumbs, mate. I always find my way back. All right, so we think there's two guys coming to take us into the catacombs. They're not going to show their faces. They're going to wear balaclavas or bandanas or something.
Should we not show our faces?
You're going to be easily identified because no one else owns that cardigan. If Harold Bishop was going on a secret mission, that's what he'd wear. Cardigan.
I was cold. Anyway, we met up with Jerome and Ruben, who showed us the secret entrance, and moments later, we were underground.
What's your head?
Thanks, mate. Probably a test.
Ruben. How do we know which direction to go?
Yeah.
You know?
I have a plan.
You have a
You
plan?
have a plan.
Okay.
The best plan is my head.
The best plan's in your head. Good.
I was right to go right, but I left my right hand.
It's not easy.
It's all right. So when we're coming back, we take that way. Visual memory.
We walked deeper into the tunnels, originally built in the 12th century as quarries, but used for so many different reasons since. In fact, the German army and the French resistance both used these tunnels during World War II at the exact same time, sometimes meters away from each other without even knowing it.
There's other people. There's other people in here.
Ruben asked us to stay put while he checked it out. Haim thought he should have gone.
Je parle français parfaitement. I speak French perfectly. That's all I can say.
But you don't.
Et toi beau. That's what I'll do. I am handsome.
Are they fine? Are we friends?
Yeah. We walked around towards the noise and we were met with something quite special.
It's like 2 parts romantic, 3 parts might die.
Like, they've obviously been to IKEA and got that 500 bag of tea light candles. It looks amazing.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Ça va?
Et toi Australian, et toi beau.
Hello.
How's it going?
Je m'appelle Andy.
Je m'appelle Hamish. Je parle français parfaitement. Glasses. Merci.
Thanks to my Francais skills, we were hitting it off, and they even shared tales of their past tunnel travels with us.
There were 4 of them, and there was one who were really, really scared. Oh my god, and they got lost the first time we went there.
It seems possible because it's quite easy to get lost down here.
Yeah.
Not if you've got an amazing photographic memory.
Visual memory, let photographic.
As we headed off, it all looked the same to me, and we were going further and further in.
Le dead end? Le petit hole. Oh, what?
Tight one.
Very petite hole. Uh-oh, Winnie's a little bit stuck.
And as we got deeper and deeper inside, I had a question for Hame.
Scared?
A little bit, but also not, because I know.
So not scared?
Well, it's very hard to scare a scarer.
Right, not scared. So I dared Mr. Fearless to go down to the other end of the tunnel and turn his light off for 1 whole minute.
I'll go down there for a minute 30 if you want with my light off. In here?
All the way down. Keep going.
I'm in, mate.
Nah, to that doorway.
What more do I have to do to prove it to you? Oh, Andy, decider of who's scared and who's not scared. Alright, I turn my light off as a boy, I turn it back on as a man.
1, 2, 3.
Alright. It is pretty weird. When you think about the fact that you're underground under Paris in an ancient cave system with any weirdos walking around. No disrespect to weirdos. Andy! Andy! Run away? How did he tell those French guys to run away? Andy! Andy! No! No! He's properly run away. Andy!
Hamish isn't very happy with me at the moment.
No, that's right, Andy. I'm seeing the audience taking time out because I just remember what you did to me in Paris. And I'm auditioning for New Best Friends. What's your name, mate?
Ah, Matt.
Matt. Cool. Hamish and Matt. What kind of stuff are you into?
Travelling.
Me too.
Yeah, all right, cool. Good luck.
That's cool.
We'll find out what happens straight after this. Welcome back to our Euro gap year.
Hame is taking a bit of time out from the show right now.
Sorry, just a great gag from my new best friend.
Yeah, sure. Because where we left you, Hame was trapped underneath the city of Paris in the tunnels with our cameraman Tim, and I was with the French guides, just wondering how long we're going to leave him down there to panic.
So here we are, 30 metres below the city of Paris, in a maze of underground tunnels, and my supposed best mate had just nicked off with our French guides. I'm not messing with you, Tim, he's run away. Did you know about this? No. Did you know?
I farted as well.
I farted because I'm scared. Sorry, everything was happening at once. Andy. Oh, these... Ando! Is this funny? Is it funny? I feel like this is maybe a little bit, just not quite at funny, a bit more silly. Shit! You're in this too. Do you know about this?
No.
Do you know where to go?
No.
I don't have a great visual memory. We just gotta remember what things we passed, what things we didn't pass. I don't think we walked over tape, but we might have. If we stay calm, we win. Or we die calm.
You know how the longer a joke goes on, sometimes it gets funnier? Yeah, it's still funny. But it's been a while, and the other guys are a little nervous, and they don't speak English. It's still funny.
Here's the thing, we're at a 4-way split. We came from there, it's not there. Now it's down to 3. This is how you do it on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
50-50, take out those two. That leaves this one. What if the 50-50 was wrong? That's why this isn't Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Eddie!
Robin wants to go back and try and find him. I want to have a beer.
What does this say? Et less butt gas inside you. Leave your butt gas inside you. Yes, I should have done that. Quite prophetic. Where were you about 10 minutes ago? No, didn't see that. Did we? Brick wall?
I don't know.
Do you remember seeing that? I would have said to myself, there's a brick wall with a doorway in it. Perfect.
Now we're at a 6-way.
I don't think we saw that. I don't think we saw any of this.
Oh! You okay? Great job. Great job. Where is the closest pub?
I've got 100 minutes of tape left.
Well, we're not down here for 100 minutes. I'll eat you at 30. I promise you.
30 more minutes had passed, and I checked with Ruben how long we should wait.
I don't understand.
Oh, that's a worry.
Orlando, if you're watching this, we're dead. Not now, obviously. We've still got quite a lot of strength. It's only been about 45 minutes. Hey, Ando, it's me. I'm in the tunnels where I got lost. You ran off on me, and then I ultimately died in here. So, just one for the old history books. Hey, yeah. You know, good luck with all the Hamish and Andy stuff, or good luck with all the Andy stuff. For now. We've been probably in here for an hour, dying underground. You ran away from us. And that's not what best friends do. Best friends buy their other friends' sausage rolls and they take them to football games and they get customised hats made. Those are the things that best friends do. Not this. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. You're okay. I'm gonna have to cut your arm off. Yes. It worked for James Franco. Let me cut your arm off. Man, all right. Okay. First thing, no, seriously, just go. What do you reckon? What do you think?
All right, it had been long enough, so we headed back in.
Ah! You son of a bitch! What are you doing here? No! No! Bad Andy! Do you know how long we were lost for? We were gonna die!
You weren't, mate.
It's even worse than I was getting killed by a guy in a cardigan. Thanks, guys. Classic French humour.
We're in fine now. All right. Well, you know, to try and reignite team unity a little bit, before we leave France behind, we need to address a pretty big deal that's currently happening in the sporting world, Le Tour de France.
Sure.
Ando and I are pretty keen cyclists.
Yeah.
Just here in London, for example, we've hired and ridden bikes over 4 times. So we know what we're talking about when it comes to cycling, and we did want to do something Tour de France-y and memorable. Yeah. Now, Australians' own hero, Cadel Evans, is currently riding in the Tour, and we thought, wouldn't it be great if we could ride a leg with him? We sent away a letter, not expecting anything of it. I mean, it's Cadel Evans. So imagine our shock when we get a letter back from none other than Tour de France winner and Australian cycling legend Cadel Evans. Cadel Evans' manager saying, sorry, obviously Cadel is busy. Yeah. He's riding the tour and he already has a team. That was heartbreaking. But we still wanted to do a memorable bike ride. Didn't put us off. Yeah. Something we could look back on thinking, hey, it's not winning a stage of the Tour de France. That would have been nice. But it's still a record. So we got thinking, let's not do it on regular bikes. Too predictable. Let's think of another vehicle. Okay, something that is wonderful and record-worthy, but definitely not silly. No, we don't want it to be silly. So that's why we used this scientific apparatus that a lot of scientists use to make sure what they're doing is inspirational and not silly. So we went through a few different bikes. Yeah. Unicycle. Oh, silly. Yeah. Silly. Yeah. All right. What about the goodies bike? It's a little bit silly, but it's closer to inspirational. Still silly, though. Then we're thinking too land-based.
That's
exactly. We've got to do
people
this.
Expect that.
If we're going to do a record-breaking bike ride, let's do it on a bike that's never been ridden on water before. What came to mind? An aqua trike.
Uh-oh. Inspirational. Yes.
So to really make this something, what stretch of water would we choose?
Tough one.
English Channel?
Very predictable.
Nah. Yeah, that's Europe to Europe. What if it went from Europe to Africa? What if it was a cross-continent bike ride? Look what's happening right here. Of the Gibraltar Strait, starting in Spain and hopefully ending up in Morocco.
Bing, 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 bing. It's crazy inspirational.
Yeah.
So before we could think about it any further, and just in case that put us off, we got a line. We bought an aqua trike from China. We assembled it using the Chinese instructions you can see there. We hired a truck. And we're ready to go. Best not to think about these things, it's best to just do it. What's there to think about?
Well, there was a couple of things to think about. Even though we're still going, we thought we'd head to Cambridge, chat to some scientists about what we might expect during the voyage.
We drove our aquatrike to Cambridge, famous for this guy on a bike, but more specifically the university behind him.
We were visiting the Department of Engineering.
Gee, you can really hear the learning, can't you?
And Dr. Hugh Hunt, who would tell us about the possible problems we face when we attempt to cross the Gibraltar Strait in a craft that has a top speed of 2 kilometres an hour.
Ooh, but also a very long handlebar. That's good.
So the thing that you're going to be up against is the wind. Yeah. I think that's your elephant in the room. Because if the wind is going much, much faster than you can pedal, then you're just going to be taken away by the wind.
What are our percentage chances of making it, do you think, going at 2 knots?
Well, if it's if it's 15-knot winds, you won't do it.
But we're
Which
so
means-
excited. Is excitement a factor here?
It will be for the first hour.
Can I do an equation for you?
There you go.
Is it not true that
See, I knew the word not.
is excitement equals men times cycled squared?
Exhaustion is equal to Mediterranean Sea, the Mediterranean Sea, with 2 idiots.
We took Dr. Hugh's point. In order to have a chance, we'd have to leave on a calm day because our craft wasn't the most aerodynamic.
In fact, when we took it to the giant wind tunnel, we discovered that 2 people sitting in the aquatrike is less aerodynamic than a van. But on the plus side, it's more aerodynamic than a stuffed toy cat. So that's good. The sea currents were our next thing to watch, according to Dr. Hunt.
Right, so this is kind of an experiment which we can do with a little vehicle like this, okay? And we can imagine that this is Spain and this is Africa. Supposing we have water currents which do this, okay?
Yeah, we're missing Africa.
You're missing Africa, right?
Yeah.
So what do you have to do to avoid missing Africa? You have to point, then by the time you get there, you're in the right place.
Bingo bango.
Damn it. That means travelling a hell of a lot further. Could the trike withstand that? We took it to some mechanical engineers to find out.
Dave, you're our engineer.
Thanks.
No, thank you, we hope. Summarise for everybody at home how efficient is this vessel?
How good are these? Are these, I mean, do we even need to do anything to it?
Well, to be honest, it does have some design problems for a real crossing.
Oh, it does it?
I think we're going to have to do some mods to it.
If we didn't adjust it at all, what percentage chance would you give us of getting there?
0.5%.
0.5%?
0.5%.
Hooray! Not 0, but not great. What chances would he give us if we reinforced the wheels for ocean conditions and slightly adjusted the gear?
Where do we go from half to?
50.
50?
I think you could do 50. If we do some good engineering on it.
50%.
Yeah.
50%. We liked those odds, so we left it with them for alterations. Oh, and that's not the finished design, by the way, we hope. I can go that high, and next week we're going to be amazing cyclists. And you'll see us be as good as Cadel.
More gap year straight after this. How's that?
Down.
Welcome back to our Euro gap year. It's time for
Hamish
says Andy.
Oh, it's just special effects.
Yeah.
We thought for this week's Hamish versus Andy, we wanted to make a life-size board game.
Yeah, when people travel a lot, they often take cards or perhaps pocket version of battleships to kind of pass the time.
No pocket versions for us. We keep it old school, y'all. When we travel, we take the full-size 80s hit board game Guess Who to pass away the time at train stations and rest stops and stuff. We love it.
And after a few weeks of playing this, we realised the world's screaming out for a life-size board game.
Yeah. All you need is 16 pairs of identical twins who are willing to have the same facial expression on for quite some time, and you've got that board game the world wants.
16 sets of identical twins. The Tanyas.
Oh, it's going to be a wicked game. It's going to be exciting.
The Mirandas.
Very nervous.
The Hannahs.
Life-changing.
And the Mehmets.
We're feeling very excited.
They're all here for this epic sporting event. Life-size Guess Who? Well, we join you now from one of Britain's leading life-size Guess Who venues. Not too far from Wembley Stadium. Twins ready themselves. Here's Ryan Shelton with the rules.
Life-size Guess Who sees two competitors ask a series of questions that might lead to the identity of their mystery person. The competitor who asks the right questions and is the first to guess correctly will win the race. I mean, it's just Guess Who though, yeah? Yeah. Back to you.
Thank you, Ryan. Well, you're just in time to welcome our two guessers. Andy Lee, a very good guesser, and Hamish Blake, a pretty good guesser. Who will win? It's anyone's guess. Lee up first, picking Blake's mystery person, and Blake will be guessing Matt. At 3'4", while seated, Matt's distinguishable features include short hair and glasses. Blake picking for Lee now. Lee will be guessing Sanjay. With his bald head, no glasses, minimal facial hair, Sanjay's always a tough guess. With the mystery faces selected, our two guessers can flip their boards. And we're ready to play life-size Guess Who. As we know, Lee is attempting to guess Sanjay. He's up first. Let's see how he goes.
Is my hair below my shoulders?
A cracking guess from Lee. Either way, this will split the board.
No.
7 faces will now be flipped down. That is excellent play early on from Lee. For a response, Ryan is with Blake now.
Early on, Hamish, but are you looking good?
Well, I haven't had a go yet, so hard to say.
Yeah, I'm a little bit keen. Back to you.
Slight waste of time there from Ryan, while Blake turns to his signature start of feeling for inspiration on his face. Lee understandably confused, but it looks like he's ready to guess.
Does my person have a foreign object on their head?
If by foreign object he means glasses, then yes, Matt has glasses, and Lee should confirm it.
Affirmative.
Down goes Sanjay, David, Sophie, Hurley, and Hannah. Lee now breathes out, almost certain to be followed by a breath in. Yeah, there it is. He's ready for his second guess.
It's an oldie but a goodie. Do I have glasses?
One moment, please.
Well, Blake playing mind games with Lee as he knows full well that Sanjay does not wear glasses.
No, obviously you don't have glasses.
He confirms in the negative with a touch of cheek. Oh, it is good to see that banter still in the sport. As Lee flips down those wearing glasses, Ryan is with a disappointed glasses fan in the crowd now. Ryan?
I'm very disappointed. It was a little bit risky of Hamish to go with the foreign objects on the face early, but really, really sad for Andy.
A real student of the game. Back to you.
Blake now about to take his second guess.
Does my name begin with an M?
Oh, a stellar guess.
Yeah.
Yes! A big moment, as that now leaves only Miranda, Monica, Mehmet, and of course, Matt. Lee knows it will not be easy from here.
I'm right back in this.
How will he guess?
Am I smiling?
I'm going to say no. That's a no smile. You are not smiling.
Not the answer he was after there, as he does away with just David and Mehmet. Blake looking increasingly confident.
Am I Monica?
It's a direct guess!
Nah.
But of course it's not Monica, and as a result of his impatience, he only flips the one face down. As we now reach the business end of proceedings, official crowd attendance numbers are in. 22. Well short of the 15,000 they were hoping for today. Lee needs to do something drastic.
Am I Sophie?
Another direct guess!
No.
And a direct miss, of course, as Sophie is flipped down. That leaves Lee with the 50-50 chance of Anna, Rita, and of course Sanjay, whilst Blake is left with the slightly more difficult 33 chance of Miranda, Mehmet, or Matt. Ryan is with Blake now at this critical stage.
Oh, Hamish, a tense
Buzz off,
moment.
mate.
No, yeah, he's deep in concentration. I'll let him. Back to you. Damn it.
Well, just awful from Ryan. Awful.
Sudden death, my friend.
Best of luck.
Don't really need it.
Mehmet, Miranda, or Matt? Who will Blake guess?
Too much stuff going on.
How much time?
Hey, settle down.
You better get a move on.
Is my first name the same first name as one of the principal Friends cast?
Cryptic.
Second name LeBlanc. Am I Matt?
Guess who has won?
You are Matt.
Blake! Whoops, down he goes. But he's back up to celebrate and share a memorable win with Matt. While Lee is left to lament what might have been. Just wrapping up, I'll call you back. I'm Ian Danter. It's goodbye from me.
Who'd have guessed? Huh? Amazing. Another victory for Haim, 2 times in a row now. So we should go to the presentation of the Lord Stanley Cup.
Please.
The ceremony begins. Oh no, some ragamuffins have run in the huge Gatorade bucket. Oh jeez. Oh, he's all angry. No, he hasn't taken it well. He's really upset. Back off, everyone.
I actually love Gatorade. I would have drunk.
More Gator after this.
Next. These are the essential things I would like in my stocking. The boys get exclusive access to Santa's cottage.
Item 207, James Bond's Aston Martin. Welcome back to Euro Gap here. We were in the lounge part of the pub because we've got some important business to attend to, personal business.
It's personal and it's legal. Not too long ago, my mum provided me with a photocopy of a letter I wrote to Santa when I was about 7 years old. Obviously, the real letter got sent on to him at the primary school, so I had to photocopy it. It's a great flashback, just really good penmanship. Dear Santa, I hope you're good, very polite child, give him what he wants. Please, manners, can I get a Transformer for Christmas, or Optimus Prime, or an Autobot, mini basketball, 72 pack of Derwents, that's not a lot to ask for. Thank you, Hamish D, because for a while I was calling myself Hamish D. That seems like the kind of kid you would give an Optimus Prime to, but he didn't. He never did.
He never said Transformer. So we went back to Scandinavia to take this up with Santa.
We headed back to freezing Finland because I had beef with the world's most famous delivery man, Santa Claus. It's been almost 23 years, Ando, and I hope he's had fun because his life on the run comes to an end now.
Well, I'm not sure if he's on the run. I think
he's hiding out.
I think there'll be a perfectly good explanation.
Tucked away on the edge of the Arctic Circle is Santa's village, and even his reindeer knew we arrived with hostile intentions.
Very heavy. Oh, yep. Okay. Hello.
All right, yep, let's not do that.
Thank you, Donna.
But we found the front door, and Haim was keen to kick it down.
The pull.
Haim had gone a bit too early because this was just the front door for the main post office of Santa, and we were met by some lovely elves.
So all the letters come to here?
To this place, exactly. About 600,000 every year.
600,000 letters?
600,000 letters every year.
Can we see the letters?
Of course you can.
So we were taken through to where my letter would have arrived many years ago, and we were allowed to look through some of the 15.5 million letters that have been sent to Santa since the post office opened.
And this one is Dear Farter Christmas.
Give them whatever they want.
I think it's a misspell. But anyway, please can I have the following things for Christmas, then a colon, and then it goes on to quite the list.
My God.
200 items.
It keeps going.
227. 285, 310, 340,
350.
The last item is a grocery store. So you can just get more stuff. These are the essential things I would like in my stocking.
But not all the letters were like Nicholas's.
I've been a really good boy, I've been really well behaved. I'd like to either get a scooter or a small dragon toy. Thanks for all you do for me,
And all the children around the world love Kyle. That's really sweet.
That's sweet.
What does Nicholas want?
A businessman.
Okay, we'll do another quick comparison. Little random sample from around the world.
Okay.
From Isabella. I'm so happy this year because my mother took me to the United States, so I'm not asking for anything. Here's my home address. So didn't even ask for anything. She just said, sorry, didn't want to be greedy.
Wow.
That's really beautiful.
Let's compare that to item 207, James Bond's Aston Martin.
Not as much fun as it was reading through Nick's huge list of demands. We were on a mission.
Are we able to meet the big guy today? Santa?
You are able to meet him.
This was it. My showdown with St. Nick. I'd waited 23 years for this, but was I ready?
I know it's probably silly taking on Santa at his home ground. He's got Prancer and Blitzen and Steve and Greg and all the other ones, but he had a couple of mates too. Justice and honesty. I named him Mittens.
We have to walk a bit.
Oh, I have to walk a bit?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's amazing. It might blow your mind.
We entered Santa's cave. It seemed more creepy than Christmassy, and the tension got to Andy.
Mate, I don't want to go in. This is your battle.
We've come a long way.
Mate, it's I can only take you this far.
It's okay, you're no real Sherpa, it's just a hat.
I can do this.
You can do it, Hamish. You can do it.
If the real-life actual elves thought I could do it, I also knew I could do it.
Oh. Oh, your Chris Majesty.
Welcome to Arctic Circle.
So Haim was inside while I sat nervously. Had Haim fly-kicked him in the face? Had Santa got Haim in a headlock? Would he even have the guts to ask about the Transformer?
I wanted Optimus Prime, but I did not get it.
I remember there was some problem a few weeks before Christmas. But I have now some special surprise for you this year.
It's been ages.
Do you like Game Boy, Nintendo, PlayStation, computer, Xbox and Wii?
All of them?
All of them. You like?
Really?
Yes, yes, yes.
Do you know what, Santa? Actually, since being here, I've realised maybe that's not what Christmas is about. Maybe it's not all about Game Boys and Xboxes and PlayStations and Nintendos. So maybe I just take the Xbox. Anda!
How'd you go?
Yeah, great. Yeah, he's awesome.
Did you get the Transformer?
No, I'm getting an Xbox.
What?
Let's get out of here.
What are you doing in there?
Oh, it was really weird. I was dancing. And then I tried to invent a new handshake.
Great. I'd come all the way here for Haim to now be best friends with Santa. Thank God Haim slipped over. Now.
After the break, a very Russian strongman show that can only happen in Russia.
Oh, nice to meet you, Mrs. Moscow.
Come on, mate, focus. Now, obviously, there is a Eurozone crisis going on at the moment, and the world is a bit panicked about that. But that doesn't mean there's not great jobs available in Europe that you might, as an Aussie, want to come across and get and totally help stimulate the economy. And it's our job to look at those for you.
Yeah, and so our careers counselling advice centres itself around Russia this evening.
For 8 and 9-year-olds watching, thinking of leaving their families in the next couple of months and moving to Russia for a brand new job, there are many options for you.
Manning this new police car.
Mobile television salesman.
Fireworks consultant.
Or pavement moisturiser.
But better than all of those is being a Russian strongman, and we got to meet 3 of them. How important is a strongman in today's world in Russia?
Я думаю, что важно с точки зрения занятости молодежи хорошим таким делом.
I think it's a good occupation for young people.
God, that's exactly what we think.
Позволяет ставить цели и достигать, он дисциплинирует. То есть человек потом это проецирует на свою жизнь.
It sets targets for them and makes them stronger, and then puts a lot of discipline into them.
From wandering around Moscow, we've noticed that Russians like big things. So it's little wonder why they worship these big men. The strongman job has brought Alex close to many people, including the Russian president and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
This is our performance in St. Petersburg, a crowd of over 100,000 people.
They love strongmen.
They really do. and we were lucky enough to get an Access All Areas side of stage pass for their next performance at Swim World, the natural choice for all strongman demonstrations.
A crowd had gathered, initially for a swim, but they were happy with the distraction. Even Mrs. Moscow was there.
Oh, nice to meet you, Mrs. Moscow. Congratulations. Andy.
Come on, mate, focus.
Sorry, Ham. Sure, there was no running or jumping at Swim World, but there was no sign saying you can't bend fry pans with your bare hands.
The crowd were in awe. No one could take their eyes off these incredible strong men, except for this girl. Oh, where's she gone? Oh, there she is, and in.
The strongmen continued to display their amazingly useful talents, like blowing up hot water bottles, before unleashing the grand finale of phone book ripping.
So if you're interested in this career path, kids, and we really suggest you should be, I'm going to say that you've had enough school, and it's time to pack it in. Russia's ready for you. Let's hit the gym.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. Go for it,
Uh-oh, what's that noise? Last drinks. Oh, it's the last drinks horn.
Cheers, mate. Cheers. It is all we've got time for this evening. Mate, be sure to be watching next week. Hopefully, we'll have pedalled our way all the way to Africa. Plenty more videos and pics at hamishandy.com. You can show yourselves out, everyone.
Good
night. Have a great night.
Next week.
Will we be in pain?
Of course. You will suffer.
Hamish and Andy lend a hand to some geezers pulling some buses.
Go fire!
Well, they do their best, don't they? And will they actually make it to Africa on an aquabike?
We think it's ridiculous, but I think it stands a chance.
Guys, you've got nothing else to do. Come on, keep watching. Go, go, go.
We don't want to appear needy, but please subscribe.
Hey, Ando, you know who subscribed recently? That big Japanese YouTube star.
Oh.
That everyone likes.
Yeah, great.
So she's on.
Yeah.
You get on.
Subscribe.